Hello, America. This could be the last video I ever make. No, I'm just kidding. It's getting close to election time, and I just feel like America has lost sight of itself. We've lost the heart of ourselves, and we happen to be the heart of the world. And I know that's arrogant to say that about us, but we are. Every country talks about how great this nation is, about how great we are to come and live here and be free and have our constitution, have our amendments, have our liberties, that other countries don't have. Communist countries don't have that. Socialist countries don't have those kind of liberties. They don't have freedom of press, freedom of religion, freedom to assemble peacefully, freedom of speech, freedom to say what you want to say. Well, I want to say stuff. I want to say stuff, and I'm an American too. I'm tired of these stupid fucking Democrats labeling Republicans as domestic terrorists just because they want to say something. It's super simple. Look at what happened while Trump was in office. The economy was good. We were fixing stuff. Money was doing great. The stock market was doing great. The real estate market was doing great, obviously. And you know what? We were paying a whole hell of a lot less for stuff from China. And he took care of that. And guess what? That really pissed off the Chinese Communist Party. It really pissed off the world some people in the upper echelons, like the people at the World Economic Forum. Maybe you've heard of it. Bunch of multi-billionaires that get together and decide the fate of the world, like some creepy group on James Bond or something. What was the name of that secret society? A bunch of creeps. Anyway, so look at what's going on here. Look at what's happening, and then they demonize the Democratic Party wants to demonize what's his name, Elon Musk, for being an independent. He's an independent. He's not 100% Republican, and he's not 100% Democrat. He likes this country. He's I think he's Dutch, isn't he? But he comes here and he likes this country because it has rights. It has freedoms. It gives him the ability to run a multi-billion-dollar business and then start another one. But he sees it too. That's why he bought Twitter. He sees it too. He sees freedom of speech dying. He sees these things dying. Freedom of religion is dying. Oh, you're a Christian, or you're a Jew, or you're a Muslim in America? Oh, well, I guess you could being a Muslim, that could be more popular, right? But still, though, you look at what the Democratic Party is doing. Do you think that those religions line up with the Democratic Party? Not a single one of those religions believes in abortion. But then you have these Catholic priests or these Catholic people in the news talking about how it should be pro-choice. No, it's not. No, it shouldn't. It's called close your legs. So it's or put a condom on, or take birth control. But don't go out and just throw babies away. There's people waiting 2 years on an adoption list to get a kid because they can't get pregnant. Rich families that would take great care of those kids. I don't want this to be a long video, but it's gonna turn into one. I just 6 more days to the election. I'll try to keep it at 6 minutes. This is what's going on here. Look at what the party is doing. Look at what the Democratic Party is doing. Look at where we're going. We're going towards civil war. We're going towards civil war. Mark my words. Because the gas prices are going to continue to go up. They're going to try to shut down methane pipelines next. They're going to look at what they're doing. They're created the Wuhan Viral Research Lab clearly released this virus, but the Democratic Party is so stupid. They don't want to believe anything that the Republican Party is saying about this. Look at the Wuhan Research Lab and how it got constructed. Look at who funded it. Money came from the National Institute of Health from our country through another corporation and was sent to scientists, to companies in Wuhan building that lab. That Fauci supervised that. Bill Gates put money into the World Health Organization through the Gates Foundation And then the World Health Organization funded that lab. They helped fund that lab. It's not a joke. You can follow the paper trail. So then you look at the lab. It just so happens that the city where the virus originated from, that is a mutated virus from several different viruses, and this has been confirmed with several different geneticists. A geneticist from Russia and a geneticist defector from China who fucking disappeared. So the point is, look at what's happening. They released this virus. There's no consequence for China. They crash our economy. They crash our supply chains. That gives the Democrats the ability to just stop the ships from going into port with California and Seattle's help, with Inslee's and Newsom's help. Total pieces of shit. They should be arrested for treason. The president and the administration has committed treason against America. I'm telling you, it's unbelievable what they're doing. And then if you want to, and then of course you get censored if you get stopped from being on Facebook, or you get stopped from being on social media if you want to speak out. Well, now you're a domestic terrorist. That is exactly how communism starts. That is how the Nazi Party started. They demonized Jews. So did the Soviet Union. They didn't want religion. They demonized Christianity. They didn't want religion in their political views, in their political control. Because when you have your own beliefs and you don't believe in your government 100%, then you're controlled by something else. You're controlled by your beliefs in God, or you're controlled by your own personal beliefs. But they want to have total control over you. This party, this administration, not the party, but the administration, the Democratic Party is just a bunch of people that are confused and stupid right now, and they need to wake up. You know, it's not like the entire Confederate Army just disappeared after the Republican Army, called the Union, won the Civil War and abolished slavery and preserved the Union. No, that's a history lesson. Look at what happened then. Look at how you have these tensions building over the years. Now you have pestilence. You have this virus problem. You have your supply chain problem. You're having a fuel price problem, an economy problem. You're having a stock market problem. You're having open borders. Open borders. I would arrest the Biden administration if I was the Republican president and I had control over. Let's say I had control over the Republican Party. I would just say, all right, form up. Everybody get their guns. Arrest the Biden administration. Let's see if the Democrats can stop us. The military isn't going to stop you from doing this, by the way. The Republican Party controls probably 75% of the United States military. Did you know that? So do you think the police that got defunded by the Democratic Party and the sheriff's departments around the nation, do you think they're going to stop us? They're not going to stop us. They're going to be part of the group. They're going to be when we go arrest the Biden administration for treason and have them killed, executed publicly. We could have them beheaded, hanged, electric shock, lethal injection, you name it. It's treason. What they've done is treason. They don't even deserve life in prison for what they're doing. They deserve to be killed. They're pieces of trash. They're ruining this country. We could preserve our union right now if we just did this. But that's, for me to say that, for me to speak that, is treasonous speech. But it's free speech. I'm not conspiring to do this. I'm not even saying I'm going to go and do it. I'm merely suggesting that if we did do this, we could solve all the problems right now. Like we could before it's too late, we could take our Navy and fight China and sink their fucking Navy into Davy Jones's locker, which we should have done years ago. They don't need to be building up a Navy. The only reason you build up a Navy is if you're afraid you're going to go to war. We would never want to go to war with the biggest country that supplies, with the most resources, that supplies us with all our products. We liked China. They were our friends, and they fucked us. They fucked us with this virus. And they did it on purpose because Trump started charging them more on tariffs. Trump started bending them over at the table. They don't want to deal with Republicans because Republicans don't want to pay top dollar for their products. Republicans aren't giving away gas from Texas to China. They're not giving away our oil reserves. The Democratic Party, the Biden administration is giving away our oil reserves, allowing 4 million people to come into our country with children being raped and molested, and drug traffickers coming across, and you have terrorists coming in, and you have kids being abducted and daily. Like it just, I can't even fathom what's happening down there. And then they're going to complain and whine and bitch about 200 people or 50 people being bused to Martha's Vineyard and 200 people being bused to some sanctuary cities that actually signed up for that shit. This is the most bullshit I've ever seen. Then you got these stupid gay pride flags flying up. I don't give a shit if you're gay or lesbian, but why do you need to fucking broadcast it? Why do you need your own stupid flag? I don't have a heterosexual flag that I fly up. You know, I don't have an anti-gay flag that I fly up and say, yeah, you should be heterosexual. You know, nobody does that. Nobody has a heterosexual flag. We have a fucking American flag. One flag for one union. One union. One union. So, look at it. But look at what society's doing. You have a whole month dedicated to Black Pride. What the fuck are they talking about? Why don't we have White Pride? Why don't we have all the people that fucking came here and settled and for Thanksgiving and the Mayflower and Columbus? They were all white. They were all white. Discovered America. I'm just saying. Just thinking outside the box here. Slavery didn't start till 100 years later. So, but that's not our fault. That was Great Britain. England did that. England had slaves. We didn't necessarily want slaves. The Christians didn't necessarily want slaves. It was just common practice. We adopted that practice from Western Europe. We adopted that practice from England. We didn't start it was the British Trading Company. That British Trading Company, a very oppressive country that a lot of us come from, that started slavery. And then you had a bunch of black Africans selling other tribes, other black Africans to us. You want a Black History Month? Why don't we just celebrate everyone? Why can't we just celebrate everyone? Why do we have to have a Black History Month? Why don't we just celebrate history and say, you know what, this month is History Month. Let's go out and read history books and celebrate all history. Let's celebrate Western civilization. Let's celebrate world history. We keep being exclusive. These exclusive groups that the Democratic Party keeps creating keep oppressing our fucking society. We don't need a Black Pride Month. We don't need a fucking Gay Pride Month. We don't need a fucking Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Why don't we just we don't need to celebrate titties. Why don't we just, or anti-cancer movement. Of course no one likes cancer. Fucking idiots. Of course no one likes breast cancer. Why do we need a fucking month with a pink ribbon? Why don't we just have a medical achievements history month where we celebrate all medical history, like the ability, like who invented hand washing in the 1800s, washing your hands before you work on a patient, or was it 1920? I can't remember. So why don't we have that? I'm going way over on time here, but I'm just saying, like, this country's become fucking pussified and stupid. Like, you're all a bunch of pussies that don't want to do anything about anything. You don't want to stand up and say a damn thing because you're afraid of being oppressed. Oh, the FBI is going to come knock on my door. Like just 4 years ago, the FBI was told, 3 years ago, the FBI was told to leave Portland with the National Guard. And Seattle and Portland, the mayors said, no thanks, Trump. We don't want your National Guard for our riots, like for fucking Citizen Chop or whatever, or their stupid 8-block radius in Seattle that became a different country for a month or two, like a bunch of derelict retards. So they don't like this. None of this makes any sense. And now the Democrat, instead of the FBI getting kicked out of a city, the Democratic Party's using the FBI director should be arrested for treason, and the Homeland Security director. I would arrest them. If you elected me, I would arrest them both for treason and have them publicly executed. And then I would have the entire Biden administration executed for treason. I mean, I wouldn't just do that. They'd have to stand trial. I would have to have arrested for 48 hours, interrogated for 48 hours, waterboarded, fucking electric shock, whatever we got to do to get a confession, and then I would have them executed. So I mean, I pull their fucking fingernails out. You know, I don't, whatever.